listening to Jay on the Wolf as we continue to keep doing what we are absolutely love doing, and that is us getting together and doing what we absolutely love. And of course, today is going to be even a better day, only because two reasons. For one, we get to talk about a lot of different things and a lot of perspective and a lot of things that are going on within your county and your news. So let's make this worth it. Let's do what we can to bring this to you and bring you your news that you're looking for. And we want to have our guests, our friends, family, local neighbors, and all to join as we continue to keep doing what we absolutely love doing. So as of today, we are going to be focusing on some important roles in our daytime lives. One of them, of course, which is even exciting. We, as people, deserve to be spoken up to be heard, and we deserve to hear our voices be heard regardless of whatever it is that people have against us. And it doesn't matter what anyone says or how they feel. It's about what we do to make a better impression on our locals and our community. And that, to me, is one of the things that I really enjoy doing, is being able to make a good impression on those who can help, those that we can help throughout our community, and those that need the help and the proper resources to function within our community. But I will say this. As of today, and as we move forward here on out, I am going to make 100% sure that we as a group of folks get to be heard as us as human beings. We need to know the truth. We need to hear that. We need to see it, and we need to start making light of it. Because we're not just seeing a negative impact on the community and the folks that are that are here. I wanted to talk about some of the ongoing things that we've been going and dealing with for a period of time now. And it really, the enlightenment of this entire thing has been mainly the focus of the Asteri building. We've been talking a lot about that. We've been talking about a lot of the local impacts that it's had on our community. We've been talking about some of the detrimental issues at hand and how things have really progressed over the last few months since the entire security team has quit. Guys, it's been a fantastic moment in my life trying to bring a positive connection to our community. The fact that Lenny, myself, and our entire team have been pushing and prevailing to keep doing what we can to show you guys we will not give up on you. We will not walk away from you. We will not sit here and let the negative impacts continue going any further. We currently are dealing with an ongoing basis of retaliatory actions from Vecino. Vecino will continue to be retaliatory. They're going to continue to make their negative impacts, not only on the residents and the businesses that are nearby, but it has turned into hell. Now, don't get me wrong when I say this, and don't get me when I tell you this is only a part of what we're dealing with. We need to see an end result, and we need to see some sort of positive change. And I don't think that Vecino has any dedication to making those positive changes, nor do I think that they will ever have a positive change. I need everybody to know this. We are holding a complete full-on protest this Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2. This protest is a full-on protest in regards to the safety, the mismanagement, and the poor excuses of Vecino. We need them to know that no matter what the situation is, I will not condone their bull crap, nor should you. We are a community where we need to stand up for each other, and we need to start being able to focus on the importance of what being a community is and how we have children who live in this community that will be affected by these results. We are going to fight, not only for ourselves, but for our community, for these children and their future. And we need to show them that we will make the right choices, that we will do what it takes to protect each and every one of us and them. Because this is not the way that things should be handled. This is not the way that we should be handling things when it comes to having any trust within our government. It is a disgrace to see how much has gone on in the last year and a half since this building has been opened up. Now, I want to take this into a different perspective. Earlier today, I was able to walk around and talk to some of the local business owners and have a full-on conversation with them. One of the things that I asked them is, I said, what is it that you need in order to see change? What needs haven't been met? And how can I be able to turn this page and to successfully meet your requirements as a community and as a business? Because we need to know where we can start and then find out where we can finish. I know there's been a lot of people out there that have said this is a repetitive action. This action that has not been met. Our budget for our community in the city of Ithaca needs to be revised. We need to start focusing on the developments that we already have and fix those developments that are needed to be done. We need to start being able to look back and try to figure out where the progression of our issues are and eliminate that. I know that a lot of these business owners have all made one similar complaint. Why is our local government not doing anything? Why is city council not stepping up and doing what they need to do in order to make a positive change to our community? Why? I'll probably never get an answer to why, but I think a lot of us know why. There is no accountability. Zero. I don't think that they're ever going to take the accountability into their hands because they know that they will be caught red-handed. What needs to be focused in today's news and today's ongoing battles in the city of Ithaca and within Tompkins County? Those stories and that news will come out tonight. That is one thing that we will be working on, and that is one that we are going to continue to work on so we can bring back the most important piece of all. And that important piece is going to change our lives for the rest of us. And I think what we really need to put into perspective is that the accountability that is here, the accountability that's not being taken into, it's just adding up. And it's going to go against you. And it's going to continue to go against you when you're working in that office. And I know where this is going. I know what this is going to look like. Because I am the new face to our future for a positive outcome. I am the new face of what our city should see. I'm going to bring a positive outcome to each and every one of us who live in this city, who are really dying for change. It is absolutely necessarily needed. And I'm not going to sit here and make promises that I can't keep. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to any of you. Not going to do it. What I will do going forward is I will provide you with an ear. I will listen. And I will sit there and I will make sure that not only does that information that I listen to be retained, but I will make note of it and make sure that every one of you who are here, who are feeling that they have not been heard and your voices have gone through their ears, through one and out the other, that will not happen with me. On tonight's show, we get to talk about a couple of things, and one of those things that's going to be discussed, well, why not talk about the whole thing with the newest form that I received? Not only was it wrongfully served to me and illegally served, it's null and void. Tonight, their so-called security, who are unlicensed, not professional, and definitely not legally allowed to do so. Today, on this, I was served a 14-day notice to quit the residence to my apartment that I live in here for this matter. In this paperwork, they put in, for whatever reason, I don't know, not sure why, Housing and Community Renewal, Violence Against Women Act Least Addendum. I find this to be a kind of a bullshit excuse, but it's not working. This is a complete, absolute disaster. This is a lease that I'm still learning about when it comes to the scenario of the situation and where things are. I want you to know that when they wrote this, this form that they're talking about on here is, it's unreal. Why they sent this in that paperwork, for God, I don't know. But this is what really strives to piss me off in this matter. Okay? They are trying to pull an RPL 231C, which is a good cause eviction notice. Now, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not paying them the rent. The conditions of this building are so beyond disgusting, and the cleanliness, the mismanagement, the disrespect, the ongoing battles that I have been dealing with, and some of our former employees who've been dealing with this have all very well said, I wouldn't pay them a damn dime. So, this is where I get to make enjoyment of this. Nowhere in here does it say a good cause. Their only good cause that they have is the fact that I refuse to pay them rent. Now, the way that they're putting this, their excuse for a good cause is the landlord is not renewing the lease because the tenant has failed to pay rent and owing. The rent due or owing of any part, therefore, did not result from a rent increase, which is unreasonable. A rent increase is presumably unreasonable if the increase from the prior rent is greater than the lower of 5% of the plus annual percentage change in the consumer price index for all urban consumers for all items as published by United States Bureau of Labor. Published not later than August 1st of each year by the Division of Housing and Community Renewal, or 10% good cause for eviction under paragraph subsection 1 of section 216 of the real property law. Guys, this is a fucking joke. They think that they're going to throw spaghetti at a wall. There's nothing else that shows any logical reason for a good eviction. The judge is going to deny. The judge is going to deny this because let me explain the situation. A lot of you know that we've talked about the Asteri building. We've talked about the ongoing prevalent problems that we've been dealing with and how many people are going through this. But what we don't understand, the retaliation of it. Why? Maybe it's because they know they're on a hot stove right now. The fire's under their ass. They know where they're at. They know that they got themselves into a predicament that they can't get out of. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. The 7th property manager is no longer here. Why? Well, word around the building is that she was not being here in the times that she was necessarily supposed to be here. So she ended up losing her job. Supposedly. That's why. Now, am I going to deny that I haven't paid? Absolutely not. I have no denial to it. I refuse to pay. I've dealt with the negative impact of consequences coming from this so-called company. Not only am I owed wages and I'm owed time, but now they're putting in here domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assaults or stalkings, blah, blah, blah. Complete, absolute bullshit. I'm going to call it just the way it is. The Asteri building has not only been the biggest prevalent issue in the city of Ithaca, but we are now talking about over 1,020 calls to date. 1,020 calls to date. Guys, it has gotten so bad that not only are we constantly dealing with the nonsense in this whole BS company, no accountability. No accountability from Vicino. They are not taking the actions of what a proper landlord should be doing. They're not doing it. And anybody that's been a problem or an ongoing problem is not being held accountable for that either. All these questions. Whether we're going to see that change, I don't know. What I do know is that some of the stuff that is going on in here is absolutely ridiculous. I know for a fact that this has gone way too far. Way too far. And I'm not afraid to stand up and tell you directly to your face, as somebody who is as blunt as I am, and some of you say that I'm a little too blunt. Maybe that's true, but for a damn good reason. This situation with the Asteri building has not only become an absolute nightmare for all of us, but a lot of us who live on the outskirts of town don't really come into Ithaca. Costs are really high. People are afraid because they're worried that they're going to get their cars broken into, robbed, or stolen, or whatever the condition is. They know they're gonna end up struggling with it. Why and how? Well, those are all things that we're going to work towards to figure out. But I think we need to focus on that as we go. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. I am going to be 1 minute. So please don't go nowhere. Please do not leave. Please stay tuned. It will be only 1 minute. Seriously, just 1 minute. So stay tuned. We are just taking a quick break, and we are going to come right back to the biggest of these issues. So stay tuned, stay live. We are going to talk about our next ongoing possible situation and where we're going to see things, what's the outcome, and where will it go? I don't know yet, but we're still going to talk about it as we go. So, as of this moment, we'll be right back after these, and we'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned and stay live. We'll be right back after these moments. All right, we are back. That is right. Hold on, guys. All right, we are back. We are live, and we are making a difference in our lives. I know I forgot something, so be right with me 1 second. Alrighty, so excuse me for the delay here, guys. I do apologize. So please be patient with me while I get through unplugging my phone in so I don't have a dead phone. That has literally been my success of tonight. For some reason, my phone just does not want to work. So, Lenny and I had talked a lot about the ongoing prevalent issues. We've talked about a lot of the ongoing battles that we keep dealing with on a consistent basis. Now, some of you have been a superior support to making the change that is necessary for us as locals. We have been super glad to see you guys support us, to supporting my show, to support the reasons of why we are asking you to be supportive. And I can tell you that as somebody who really cares about the community like myself, I'm the type of person that will not stop. I will not stop till I see justice. I should have been a lawyer. I should have gone to law school and became a professional lawyer. I am really good at arguments. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little too good and I got a little bit too much of a smart ass remark. And honestly, I really do feel that way. And it just seems to be an ongoing thing, you know? Do I think that I could benefit myself from this and really do well? Yeah. I feel like I should start my own non-for-profit program where I can support locals on this. I mean, I just see it. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know, we're on a go here, guys. We're on a go to deal with these nonsense issues that just keep going over and over and over again. Do I think it'll change? Nah, I don't think anybody's going to make proper changes to it. And for all of you that are watching live, I'm going to ask you and be very direct with you, as I have been. If you cannot absolutely keep your language appropriate, you will find yourself in a humble amount of trouble, and they will be blocked and banned from watching us live on here. You can sit there and be a hater all you want, but violence will not be condoned, and your disrespect will not be condoned. So you might want to be careful how you say things. For some of you, thank you for being a supporter in our show. We want to say thank you for that as much as we can. And I want to be clear with you. I do not support any of you in this matter. Now, Blue Gunny, I got to tell you from YouTube, Trump is not better, my friend. Trump is never going to be better. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna post you up there. I'm gonna call you out as BS. Trump is absolutely better. He's better than anybody in this place. But I'm not running for presidency. I'm running for the city of Ithaca for mayor. That's the thing that y'all don't understand. Is that I'm not running for a presidency. I'm running for city mayor. I'm running for a situation where we need our desperate help and support from our local community. Excuse me while I got hiccups here. I'm not here to keep dealing with the nonsense. Don't get me wrong. I am not going to support. I'm not going to support anybody's nonsense. And I'm not going to sit here and put up with the excuses of Democrats saying, well, you can't say this or you can't say that or you can't project yourself. Guys, I don't care. Your violence from the left side, we've had enough. We've had enough. We might be sitting here quiet and just being, super. I hate using the word super. We might be sitting here being quiet, and we might not be the brightest bulbs on the tree, some of us. But as Republicans, as myself, as a representative, I will fight tooth and nail, and I will come at you sideways. I will make sure that I document every possible ounce of energy into your excuses. Now, for some of you, I do support Trump supporters, which I appreciate. And I thank you for that. I'm not exactly sure about some of these people, and I'm not sure why. But what I will tell you is that some of these people that are on here that are commenting, I will not tend to deal with your nonsense. So please just know that. If you're on here from YouTube watching live, just know that we will fight back. All right, so we want to say hello to Sweet Ham 33, Luke Mosley. What's up? How we doing? Blue Gunny, thank you for being on there. We appreciate all of the supporters here. We want to say thank you to everybody. So we're going to continue to do what we got to do just going forward in our ability to support you guys, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do what we can to support you in every possible way as we can. Going forward on today's conversations with this building here in Ithaca, the Asteri building, we really want to make this clear that we need the support of our entire Republican Party side of it. And we need to bring those who are willing to come out and be a part of this. We need your support. I mean, our protest this coming Saturday is really, really, really important to our community. And the only reason I'm saying that is because we have continued to deal with a ongoing block of BS. It's a very disgusting situation to say this, but when supposedly a New York City mayor endorses, or supposedly there's been endorsements on a 20-year-old female who is being elected in as a communist / socialist, I do not support that. Our country is not communist. Our country is not ever going to be a communist country. We are not going to let that happen, and I doubt 100% that our local supporters. I doubt that they're going to ever support that. And I don't think that it's going to. And I don't see that happening ever. It's just not possible. It's not going to happen, nor do I care for it to happen, because they're going to continue to do whatever it is that they're doing, and that's just not going to fly with us. We've sat in the shadows. We've been dealing with the nonsense for an ongoing battle for quite some time. And, when we continue to keep getting lashback from, all of this supposed, issue here, we're seeing the constant feedback of all of the BS. You guys keep pushing it on us. You guys keep thinking that we're not going to speak up or we're not going to say something. Well, I got news for you. It's going to happen. We're going to speak up. We're going to say what we need to say as Republicans, and we're going to do what's right for the people. We're going to do what's right for the people. Now, I know a lot of you guys are posting up a lot of these comments on here, and I want to say thank you. I want you guys to know that we are going to 110% support you on putting your comments in here. So just know that we will always tell you, please, post these up, say something. We don't want you to keep quiet. We really don't. We see a lot of, excuse me, I'm gonna mute this. We really see a lot of negativity coming from the left side. And we see them just being very disrespectful. We see a lot of them trying to shut us down and keep us quiet. And we are not going to stand back any longer and deal with the nonsense. Should we? No, we're not going to. We're not going to stand back and allow it. I think a lot of the issues that we're dealing with that are continually ongoing, I feel like they're just not there's no accountability. There's no accountability. There's nobody out there to say, hey, maybe it's a good idea that before things get too wound up and piled up against us, maybe we should start doing something. I don't think for 1 second that any of these people within our city government or our county government, but exempting the Republicans on this one, because we are seeing that they are trying. I'm not seeing any accountability being held by these Democratic or socialist parties. None of them are even trying to take any accountability. They're walking out the door and just being like, whatever. They talk about the homelessness, right? They're talking about how they're going to try to step up and make the plans of doing all these things to help provide resources for the homeless and giving them the right resources for mental health or drug addictions or anything. But we're not looking at this from the other perspective. The other perspective to all this is that, well, maybe there's that one shot where you're encouraging them. You're encouraging them to continue to keep doing the drugs. You have a couple of places within Tompkins County giving them the needles to be able to do that. You were encouraging them to continue to do drugs. You're encouraging it. Shame on you. Shame on you. Because nobody in their right mind would encourage somebody to keep doing drugs. You know why? Because of the fact that that's somebody's family member who is going through whatever situation or whatever mental health or addiction that they have. But the city government and the county government are allowing this? I'm sorry. But I'm not that type of person. I would rather advocate for somebody and give them the necessary resources to get the help that they need. There should be a rehabilitation center within our Tompkins County region that can help them get out of these bad drug problems and figuring out exactly where they could use the help. But I don't think we're ever going to see that. And there's a reason why that I don't think that they will. For one, I don't trust them. Two, I don't think we're ever going to see any changes because they're not going to. What I do know about all of this, guys, is that unless we as a community step up and we say, hey, look, I know that this is a situation that has gotten way out of control. And some of you that have lost a family member to these prevalent drug issues, I want you to take in consideration of two things. One, is it your family member that is going through this? And how do you plan to support them? What kind of plan of action are you going to do to help them to recover? And how do you plan on going about making good changes and supporting our local government in the proper way so that way we can be able to give resources and provide those resources to those in desperate need? I don't think for 1 second that our city mayor or our common city council is ever going to take in consideration that it is important for us to step in and put up a fight. I don't think they believe that we're going to do what needs to be done necessarily. Their mind is so wrapped around the power and the encouragement that they have right now. But what they don't know is that I'm going to continue to get the support of the community, the business owners, the members, and the people that live, whether they're from here or not. It is all about making the proper choices in the fight for our win. I am not only going to say this personally, I am 100% supported and will be supported. And I support you, all of you independent conservatives. I can support you and say, I will be there for you. I know how scared you are, and I know that you are really having a tough time because you are in the middle and you don't know which way to go. Which way should I go? Do I trust the Republicans or do I go to the Democratic Party? I know independent socialists are having a hard time with this. What I will promise you is that I will never let this city turn its doors into a complete, absolute disaster. My goal is to not only bring success to our city, but to small businesses. To start cutting back on these tax abatements on these multi-million-dollar companies that they don't even reside here. They don't even live here. We are going to make that happen. We are going to force the hand of supporting local businesses who deserve those tax abatements, cut our costs as taxpayers, find out a way to bring better business and support to those who need it. Now, for the residents, for all of you that are living within Tompkins County, and some of you that really are looking for the most desirable outcome, our goal and the Republican Party and how we plan to work going forward, we will stand by you in your rights, constitutionally, human, and civil. We will make sure that each and every one of you have the right to speak out. Part of our constitutional right is having this freedom of speech. Whether we see that happening, I don't know. It is one of those things where no matter what kind of situation yourself is in, you will always be not only a part of this community and not only a major importance to each and every one of us in these positions. But I want to make it very clear that I will continue always thinking about the best interest of the community, the people, and who is involved. You're more important than a paycheck. You are more important than listening to the left side and their negatory issues. We need to show you in action, which will be done, that we will support, to care for, and to focus on the importance of this whole entire situation. I want to thank each and every one of you who have actually sat back and listened to my words and my complete situation with every show that I put on here. I've never been more happy, and I've not ever had as many reactions to my videos, my comments that are coming in, and the people that have always stuck there and encouraging, saying, Jared, just keep doing one thing and see where it goes. Bouncing around to do different things was not what I wanted to do. But now I found my calling. My calling that I want to do is to support this community and to support each and every one of you and being an advocate to stop these people and these socialist and communistic people from doing what they're doing, destroying a city that deserves to be brightened. When I say brightened, I mean this city could really become an absolute gem, the highlight of not only a major tourist attraction, but we can make it even better. And it's going to take all of us to do this. So as I sit here and have this conversation and talk about all these things with you, I ask not only for your support and your respect, but I am determined. And I will be dedicated. I will be consistent. And I will make sure that when I listen to you, it's not going through one ear. It's going to be able to keep itself in there and retain that information. And I'm going to continue and follow through with my promises and the actions that need to occur. I have never, in the longest time of my life, have I ever felt so confident in my line of work and my connections that I have with not only the community and the people that are within it, my dedication to supporting our community, our small business partners, and all of those who are here to stay long term. You will find nothing but more than a supported group of people from our Republican Party. Some of us are in love with this city and would love to see massive changes, and some of us would love to see a positive overturn in our government. I know that you all are feeling the aftermath of what our current government has done. We need to come up with a plan and how we can approach these issues and do it effectively, logically, and have common sense. That is one thing that has been really lacking within our city and county government. Common sense has been the most disappointing situation. So why now? Why now? A lot of these things are still going to be questioned. We are going to take a quick break, and we are going to talk about our upcoming conversations of the next ongoing battle, which is going to be the most important. It's going to be your favorite of all. How do you plan to make your life better? I still want to know. What do you plan on doing with your life, and how do you plan on going with it? Well, that's a question. That's a question we need to talk about in our next conversation. Let's make it interesting. We'll be right back. And if you stay tuned, stay live, don't go nowhere. We got so much more to talk about right as we come back. Thank you. Alrighty, as we come back, that's all right. Screen's running a little slow, but that's just normal. Why are we not doing what we got to do? You know what we got to do? You got to hit that like and follow button on Facebook. Or if you're on YouTube and you're watching me live, I want you to hit that like and subscribe button. Throw a comment down in the bar. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're visiting and chatting up a storm. Comments are accepted and welcomed at all costs, which is free. It's freedom of speech. You get to open up and say what you want to say, but also be appropriate and respectful. That's all we ask. As we continue, keep doing what we love to do. We're going to make some important and probably one of the most important pieces of all of tonight. Excuse me, guys. Literally wiping out my face from having a drink, so I apologize. Our goal and how we plan to make a feasible approach, not only for the safety of all of our locals and the conversations that need to be had. I think all of that is going to come in play. It's just whether you guys will stick around to watch us live. So, are you ready to be able to sit back and handle a conversation? Or are you going to shy away and leave? Because if you end up leaving this video and not sticking around, then I guess we know where you're coming from. As we all say in all of our comments and our banners, which both myself and anybody, if you can't handle the feet, then you better beat feet, because we are going to sit here and talk about all the things that you should know. So, let's make it interesting. Let's make it worth it. Let's debate. Who's up for a debate? Let's do it. Debate it. I know what I want to do about a debate. I'm going to debate what I feel is important, which is going to be talking about all of the important pieces of our government and where things are going. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering where some people are and why they're not on. Well, Lenny, you know I'm always out there to support you. But I think we need to invite somebody in here. We need to invite one person. You want to debate? Throw a message in the chat. I'll send you a link. Join in. Talk about whatever it is you want to debate about. Because honestly, I think inviting you in here to debate is going to bring open doors for everybody. I think that's the most important piece to being able to do this. So let's debate. All right, so I want to know one thing, okay? I want to know, where do you stand in a political view? What is your thoughts? What's your emotions? What's your opinion about Elise Stefanik? My opinion? I absolutely love that woman. I think she's probably one of the most hard, dedicated people within our complete Republican Party. I think that Elise Stefanik has not only been the most genuine, truthful, honest, dedicated person that I've ever seen running for a New York governor position for office. Do I think that we could improve in other areas? Absolutely. I think we have a really good, strong race. I think we do. I think we have a really strong race when it comes to the Republican Party. I think that we have an opportunity for growth. I think that we have an opportunity to see that growth. And I think it's going to make it even better. I know that a lot of you, particularly, have been questioning, why did I take on the role? Why did I take on the decisioning of going through all this? Maybe it was because of the fact that I was tired of the bullshit that was going on within our local government and getting tired of the complete disaster of everything that just keeps going on. No repercussions, no accountability, no discussion of where things need to go. But I think it's time that we all figure this out. If I'm correct, I think we all remember that on the top of that on our Constitution, it states, we, the people. Because America wasn't just built for people like our communist social pieces of shit to come in here and think that they're going to run our lives. Absolutely not. Do I think that we can work on our improvements? Yeah. But the only improvement that we're going to have is getting these people out of office and focusing on the parts of our government that are struggling because they're not being tended to. And we need to focus on the importance of how to protect our locals in the right way. I know. Sometimes it just feels awkward. All right, so who's up ready for the debates? I've got people left and right here that is looking like we want to debate, but then there's some that don't. Makes me wonder. I'm just curious. It depends on what your debate is, where you want to go with this, and how. Now, I think we should try to get Lenny to come back in. See if we can get him to join us. Mr. Lenny, if you are watching this live, I would like for you to please join in on our live. And we are ready for Mr. Pliers to come in and join us on this conversation. So, all right. So let's talk about some of the political debates on these tariffs. I think it was a damn good idea. I personally think putting these tariffs on some of these countries was the best damn idea that was ever known to mankind. Because not only does it change the aspect of getting companies that are overseas to return, but I think that if we can bring back those companies and get us where we need to be, I think our financial situations for local jobs, I think that some of our issues will increase with good reason. Now, I know that when I say issues, you're probably questioning on what I mean by that. Well, a lot of jobs will increase if the companies come back to America from overseas, bring the jobs back, bring them back here where they belong, so that way American people can work and have a steady form of employment. A lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of these companies, these big production companies, they're all not staying because they are finding cheaper ways of making production at a cheaper rate and having easier accessibility to products that they need to build the products that they have. Whether we are going to see people and their businesses coming back, we're going to wait and see how that goes. Not sure exactly where it's going to go or what it's going to look like, but I think that we have a very positive feedback. Absolutely 100% think that we're going to have a feedback for this. And for some of you who are local to the region, we've been going on and talking about some of the local news for the ongoing debates of what's happening in our world. A lot of those discussions are going to be discussed tonight as we continue to talk about ongoing issues. So, what's your guys' thoughts about the Epstein files? What do you guys think about that? I'm curious to know, to be honest with you. Kind of know, wondering about what your thoughts are on the Epstein files. Should they release the, should the Department of Justice be forced to release those files? Do I think so? Absolutely. I think that the Epstein files should be released to the public, just like the situation with all the confidential information when it comes to Area 51. Confidential stuff should be not confidential to the public. We need to know about the truth. Is there other life forms? Is there other issues of ways to have a living, not just on this planet? How can we survive in outer space? Can we do things just like them? Questions to be thought about. Donald Trump signs a bill directing to the Department of Justice to release the Epstein case files. It's really not clear on how they're going to release them immediately. But if the information is going to remain tied up, well, it's an ongoing investigation. Will he actually release all of the files? We don't know. Do I think that maybe it would be a great idea to do so? Absolutely. I think the truth needs to come out, not only for the public, but I think that the public needs to know the truth about these files. I think that we need to start by making it well known to the community what we're dealing with and why are we dealing with this. All that will come out sooner than later. And when it does, the public is not going to be thrilled about it by any means. I know that's been a big talk for quite some time, and I've had people ask me on my last few interactions on being on my podcast of exactly what my thoughts were in regards to this. I did not have an opinion at that moment because I didn't have a whole lot of knowledge on this Epstein's case file. I had no idea what we were dealing with. I cannot give you an opinion if I don't actually have all of the necessary information to support what I'm talking about, and if I know what I'm talking about. Those are all things that I want to make clear of. I'm slowly getting more and more information on regards to all of this. Those are all things that we are going to decide upcoming in the next few weeks when we continue to read more up on them and whether we are going to start seeing more changes. And I think that we need to be open and honest with ourselves and ask ourselves, do we really think that this is going to get better? Or are we going to continue to keep dealing with the nonsense that we're dealing with? Times will tell. I know that some of you have been asking for the last couple weeks about me trying to find a way to improve the streaming quality and the stories that we have in front of us. I am working on those. I am trying to figure out where and what discussions to talk about. But I think that with your support and with you being able to sit here and jump in and throw me some things in the comments, we would appreciate your support and us being able to have more of those conversations on those discussions and how we plan to keep moving forward. What conversation do you want to have? What discussion? What subject? See, we don't want to just be the only ones talking on this show. We want you to be able to join in and have a political debate, or maybe it's a debate about a situation. Could be about a person, could be about any particular past reason. We could have a debate on the whole scenario of what we've dealt with for the last 25 years and all of the problems that we see. It isn't just up to me, guys, to make these decisions, and it's not just up to me to continue to try to make these conversations. Your interaction and your discussion about some of these things that you are contemplating on, I want you to take a moment. I want you to really take this into consideration. I want you to have a discussion with me on that subject, whatever it is that you're thinking of. I want the reaction from you. I want you to be able to come in and be able to tell me what you're thinking. We welcome that, and we want to continue to welcome that. I know a lot of you have been asking the last couple weeks about us being able to have more of a positive talk about plans for our show and how we can improve. We want your input. We want your voice. We're asking for you to be able to give us the guidance that we need so we can be able to provide you with whatever it is that you need going forward. So please do not be afraid. Do not shy away from this. We want to hear you loud and clear. As everyone, I want to be able to say again, thank you for this lovely moment of our lives. Whew. I think it's time. I think it's really time. I think it's time. It really is. It's time for us to move on to our next subject of tonight. That's right. Next subject. I think we need to know. What speculation on what subject do you have? Well, I don't know. I think this is something that we can talk about. How is drug money from Mexican cartels flowing to Las Vegas casinos? CNN says that they have been investigating this and that they are looking into it. And whether that they have more information on it, we'll find out here shortly. For years, authorities have been talking about this, but the illicit black market for US dollars is fueled by strict Chinese government restrictions. An IRS special agent speaks exclusively on CNN about it. Well, let's talk about it. Let's have a debate. How many of you guys want to talk about it? Oh, I do. I want you guys to take a minute, have a conversation. Let's have a debate. I've been waiting. Nobody seems to be wanting to get on here. Are you chicken shit? Come on, let's debate it. If you can't, that's a sucky situation. I like a good debate. Remember, guys, going forward, this coming Saturday, downtown in Ithaca, New York, on Green Street in front of the public library, well, across from the library, we are going to be doing a full-on, complete situation. Meaning, we are going to actually be doing a protest against Vecino. Whether we're going to actually see Vecino voice up and take accountability is kind of a question I think we all need to find out. I don't know about you guys, but I do know one thing. I'm not shying away from this, and I'm not going to. When you sit there and you have somebody that isn't even legally licensed as a security officer, and somebody that does not even have paperwork properly served, it has to be signed by the judge. It's not signed by the judge, is it? See, until it's gone in front of a judge, I don't legally have to leave. And I'm not going to. What I will tell you is I'm going to make every possible option of fighting back. Not only for every one of you who are going through this, but everybody that feels the same way as I do. Okay, so let me just take a moment here, and I want to just tell you guys, thank you. I think it's time to take a break. And tomorrow, when we come back to talk about our next conversation, I think that's all stuff that we're going to discuss on tomorrow's episode. Everything from debates, everything from your opinion on today's government, tomorrow's society. Where do we see things? All of this is going to play into tomorrow's new show and where we see things and where we will see progress or decreasing. It's been a long day, guys. Long day. Thank you again for staying live and staying with me and watching this as we continue to keep moving towards positive outcomes for our local community as we also spit out the news. It's all stuff that we're going to discuss. It's some of these stories, whether they're actually going to be, decent enough to talk about, It's interesting. You know, I got to tell you one thing that really puts me in my place. I've been trying for years to become very big into this. Now I'm feeling like I can do a lot better. So, with your support, with your appreciation, I would appreciate all of you. Stay tuned, stay live, be back on here. We are going to do this tomorrow. And we'll see you then. So thank you again for staying tuned and staying live. We appreciate your support and we appreciate all that you're doing. So please do not forget that we are always giving a total new update on progression and positivity for our local community members. Your opinion matters. Thank you and stay tuned, stay live. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you again for all of your support and dedication.